Estamos de manteles largos porque está aquí en la cabina y estoy muy contento por eso. Renaud, y esta es la parte difícil, Barbuat, no sé si lo dije bien, pero él es el presidente global y CEO de GS1. Welcome, Renaud.
Thank you. Good morning, Rodrigo.
Please tell us your short name.
So my name is Renaud de Barbuat.
Renaud de Barbuat. Pascal Beltrán del Río, que habla excelente francés, lo podría hacer mejor que yo, pero bueno, estás aquí y muy contento de que estés aquí. Please talk to us a little bit. What is GS1? What it means? Obviously, it's very present in Mexico. You invited the Nobel Prize of Economy this week, yesterday, or it was, on Wednesday. But talk to us a little bit about GS1.
So GS1 is a global standards organization best known for the barcode. That's our flagship standards. And the barcode has been named by the BBC as one of the 50 things that made the world economy. And today, we have more than 10 billion scans of GS1 barcodes all around the world. This is the most widely used data standards in the world, and it has truly transformed the way we work and live. It has transformed commerce and healthcare in the last 50 years.
Le pregunto qué es GS1, GS1, y me dice que pues es un estándar de códigos de barras que la BBC ha determinado que es uno de los grandes elementos de la economía. The 10 billion is every day, right?
Yes, and it is more than Google searches in a given day.
Wow.
To give you an idea of the size.
Of the number. Y me dice que todos los días se escanean 10 mil millones de códigos de barras, que es más de las búsquedas en Google, que vaya que ese es un buen parámetro, y obviamente ellos trabajan justamente en tener el estándar global. Now, the barcode has evolved. I know that it began with the Morse code. That's why it's a point line, and if you make it in not third dimension, but second dimension in terms of the point line, then you have the barcode, so those who are listening to us can understand that. But now we're in 2024. What has happened with the standards, and how has been evolving the barcode?
So 50 years ago, the barcode started this revolution, as I said, and today we are launching a new generation of barcode. We call them 2D barcodes, and the most important one is QR codes powered by GS1. What we did is to marry QR codes that everybody knows, especially after the pandemic, with the barcode. So we've basically merged the two to create a more powerful QR code and a more powerful barcode. Now, this next generation barcode, QR code powered by GS1, will bring many benefits to consumers and to companies, bringing more information to consumer and companies to make smarter decisions. And this is a new revolution which is really powering commerce in the digital age.
Le pregunto, bueno, pues ahí daba una breve explicación de cómo nace el código de barras, de la clave Morse, en donde los puntos y las líneas se alargan y entonces ahí se compone. Y me dice, bueno, pues sí, que como ya lo había dicho, lleva 50 años y ahora están impulsando pues los nuevos códigos de barras 2D, que es, bueno, los QR que todos conocimos en la pandemia, combinados con los códigos de barras, y eso, bueno, pues los hace mucho más potentes en términos de la densidad de información, y eso pues tiene beneficios, y además impulsa al comercio, a la nueva era, obviamente, de comercio electrónico. So, why is important to have more dense information in terms of the combination of the barcode with the QR? What is the specific applications in terms of having this more dense information in a barcode?
So to illustrate that, let me give you some examples. The first example I would take is the L'Oréal company, L'Oréal Group. Mm-hmm. They've decided to put QR code powered by GS1 on every product. And why? It's because with this QR code, they can better engage the consumers. The consumers can have more information, the whole story about the product, what is the composition, how it is made, but also where it comes from, how it can be used, how it can be recycled. So with the same QR code, you can have access to more information, and the consumers will have more trust in the product because as you know, around the world, all consumers are demanding more and more information about the product. They want a full transparency on the product to trust the product. And so brands like L'Oréal, which are worldwide brands, are really using this technology to create more trust for consumers. Now, at the same time, the same QR code can be used to implement more transparent and sustainable and traceable supply chains. So for companies, it's an opportunity to do two things at the same time. One is to offer more transparent information to consumers, and on the other side, to improve the way they manage supply chains.
Fantástico. Le pregunto, bueno, pues qué implica tener más densidad en los códigos de barras. Y me dice que, por ejemplo, L'Oréal puso un código QR con GS1 naturalmente en cada uno de sus productos, y eso le permite a los clientes en cada producto poder ver fecha de caducidad, cuál es el producto, cómo se usa, cómo se recicla, que es muy importante, y al mismo tiempo le permite poner información que tiene que ver con su cadena de valor, es decir, con su cadena de suministro, por supuesto información de trazabilidad, es decir, de seguimiento, y obviamente pues esto tiene grandes beneficios y es un solo código de barra. Now, what is the challenge in terms of establishing the same parameters, which is where GS1 is the main entity and is very important? If not, we will not have just one standard, and it's going to be very difficult for our smartphones, which is now the barcode lector. What will be this? What is the challenge in terms of maintaining these standards?
So the challenge is to foster adoption across the world with all retailers and all manufacturers. So what was decided by industry together with us, because GS1 is a collaborative platform, it's not just a standards organization, it's also a collaborative platform. Industries have decided to promote the use of QR code and ensure that by the end of 2027, all retailers will be able to read the QR codes in the store. And so this is a worldwide movement, and large companies like P&G, Nestlé, L'Oréal, Carrefour, Alibaba have signed a joint declaration promoting the migration to QR code powered by GS1. And so the first challenge is to mobilize the entire industry, and mobilize not only large companies, but also small companies. And I will give you some example of small companies.
Small companies,
yes.
Which is very important. In Mexico we have 5 million. But let me translate this. Le pregunto cuál es el desafío a Renaud en términos de pues esta organización GS1 y establecer estos estándares, y me dice que no solo son una compañía de estándares, pero tiene una plataforma colaborativa justamente para el sector minorista, para el sector manufacturero, y tiene el objetivo para 2027 tener todos los códigos de barra unificados, y compañías como P&G, como Procter & Gamble, como L'Oréal, como Unilever han firmado una intención, digamos, para que todos los códigos de barras sean leídos ya para 2027, pero además no solo es para empresas grandes, también para empresas pequeñas, y le decía, bueno, pues hay más de 5 millones de microempresas y empresas pequeñas en México, pero ahora regresando al corte nos va a contar Renaud. Vamos a hacer un corte, esto es Imagen Empresarial, we're in a commercial break, and we come back and we talk a little bit about the small, medium businesses and the applications they have. Regresamos, esto es Imagen Empresarial, esta mañana está con nosotros Renaud de Barbuat, presidente y CEO de GS1, regresamos. Esta mañana está aquí en la cabina Renaud de Barbuat, ahora sí, creo que voy mejorando poco a poco, presidente y CEO de GS1 a nivel global. Renaud, we were talking about the applications, which is very important in a country as Mexico and in all over the world, in the small, medium companies, particularly small, and you were about to tell me about applications, for example, in a retailer in Brazil.
Yeah, and a deli shop with 3 shops in Brazil was the first company in the world to implement QR code powered by GS1. And they did that because with the same QR code, they can, on one side, inform the consumers. When the consumer has used the product, he can reorder by just scanning the QR code and reorder the product. And they can improve inventory management and improve the safety Why? Because the QR code contains the expiry date of the product, so that when the shopper is going through the checkout, you can check that you sell the product with the right dates, and you can better manage your inventory. So with the same QR code, they've been able to satisfy more the customer. The customer can have access to information on recipes, for example. They can reorder, and at the same time, they improve inventory management and safety of their operations.
Me dice que una deli shop, o sí, una pequeña tienda allá en Brasil se convirtió en la primera en el mundo en poner el QR code, el código de QR con el estándar GS1, y eso les permite varias cosas al mismo tiempo. Por ejemplo, ordenar el inventario, que en una tienda de supermercados eso es clave, pero al mismo tiempo transmitir información al consumidor en términos de fechas de expiración, por supuesto, incluso recetas, y entonces esta densidad de información pues le permite tener un manejo muy distinto. Now, how difficult was or how long it took to implement this solution in a small company?
So for them, it took 2 months to implement the solution. So obviously, since it was one of the first, they got support from GS1 and from partners to print. But the technology is there. And in Mexico, the movement is starting. And GS1 Mexico is already working with some brands. And probably the first one that will go to market is El Charro, the beer company, premium beer company. And they want to do it because with the QR code, they can better engage the consumer and create trust with the consumer. So the movement is not only for large companies, it's also for small companies. And GS1 is helping both companies of all sizes to be more successful in the market.
Le pregunto a Renaud cuánto tardó en la implantación la compañía brasileña. Me dice 2 meses. Obviamente, al ser los primeros, pues recibieron mucha ayuda de socios, obviamente de GS1. Pero el movimiento, por ejemplo, en México, ya van a llegar con una cerveza que se llama El Charro, que les va a permitir tener mayor involucramiento con sus clientes. Evidentemente, pues mejor densidad, mejor manejo, que es parte de lo que nos ha contado, y sobre todo, bueno, pues entender que esto pues no solo es para las grandes compañías, también para las pequeñas compañías. Now, how has been the change in terms of before it was electronic specialized reader, and now every smartphone can read a QR code by GS1? What has been, what is the advantage of this, or how has changed the whole protocol?
So the main advantage of QR codes is that it can be read, as you said, by any smartphone. Now, for retailers, it means they have to adapt their scanning systems. Now, when we've looked at, we made the surveys to see how ready retailers are, and many retailers are already capable of reading QR codes. Not all, but many. And so there will be a movement in the next few years where retailers will continue to upgrade their scanning systems so that at some point of time, they all be able to read QR codes powered by GS1.
Should it be easier for them to put the system for the smartphones of their employees? Have you seen that strategy in terms of someone that say, okay, my employee has a phone, so maybe I changed everything and I forgot about the other standard. Have you seen that?
Yes, because the same QR code is used at different points in the store. It's used at checkout, where you need high performance because you need to read it very quickly. But it's used also in the store by employees in the store in their management of the store. And so here now retailers are giving smartphones to read. Now, depending, some dedicated smartphones are more robust and can read faster. So there are also dedicated devices to do that. So it depends. On small stores, yes, you can use the smartphone. When it's bigger stores, they have specialized devices to do that.
Claro, me dice, bueno, pues que esta parte es bien importante en términos del QR, sobre todo porque en términos del estándar, muchas compañías están cambiando sus sistemas de lectura con el objetivo de que pues pueda ser compartido, porque como ya lo decíamos, puede decir que ese lector lo puede leer una persona en lo individual con su teléfono, pero también cuando vas a la caja y haces pues la salida, no quiero decirle el término en inglés, pero el checkout, digamos, de la mercancía, pues ahí queda y se va haciendo esta revisión, este scanning. Y le pregunto si él ha visto en el estándar, como ahora todos desde un teléfono podemos leer, si algunas compañías pues más bien dicen pues no tiramos, pero quitamos los lectores tradicionales y utilizamos teléfonos. Y me dice, sí, hay teléfonos que pueden ser más robustos, dedicados solo a ello. En una tienda pequeña tiene más sentido, pero en una operación más complicada, pues es diferente. How do you see Mexico in terms of, you have been all this week here in Mexico. How do you see it? It's a big country. Of the 10 billion, we should have some part of that. So how is it, and how do you see the small, medium companies in terms of the adoption, the appetite for innovation?
Yes. So GS1 is present in 118 countries around the world. Now, GS1 Mexico, which is the local organization here, is ranked number 8 in the total ranking of our local organizations. And it's in one of the fastest growing place. So GS1 Mexico is very successful here. And GS1 Mexico is now launching a big campaign to promote the use of 2D barcodes, QR code powered by GS1. And next year, you will see this QR code appear in the Mexican market more and more because yesterday I was discussing with many users and board members of GS1, and I can feel the appetite for this new technology.
Very important. Me dice un dato fantástico, Renaud, es que ellos están en 118 países y México es el octavo pues, país más grande en términos de GS1. Eso es importante y están lanzando una campaña muy fuerte y seguramente el próximo año vamos a ver el despliegue de estos QRs y va a ser muy presente y obviamente pues esto tiene muchas ventajas, eso ya lo estoy diciendo yo, en términos de lo que implica para la eficiencia en las operaciones de un montón de empresas y de cara a los consumidores. Renaud, thank you very much for being here this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Rodrigo.
Have a good, you're going back today. I hope you still have some time for tacos. Many tacos have been eating. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ahí escuchamos a Renaud de Barbuat, presidente y CEO de GS1 Global. Vamos a hacer un